Renault Duster is quite a familiar sight on the Motivator's driveway, and we've done a number of tests on it. But you know, it keeps impressing. It may be a Dacia at heart, which means obviously Renault's Romanian cousin, which means it's a little bit boxy, a little bit utilitarian in some ways. But then, of course, Renault have added a lot of extras and luxuries to it. The latest generation's got the nice daytime running lights over here, you can see as a good feature. You come round, and of course, you've got nice 16-inch mag wheels over here. And with this body cladding, which you can see over here and running back, the legend that tells you this is the four-wheel drive version. I'll talk a lot more about the four-wheel drive factor just now, but you can see it's got the cladding, it's got roof racks on it. The Duster's always been a Rufty-Tufty in some ways, and you can see the fact you've got ground clearance on the four-wheel drive version of 205 millimeters. So it's got that for you, just to give you a nice bit of extra clearance over there. You open up the back door, as I like to show you, and you can see, really, driver's seat set for myself, as always. Look at the space in the back. It's pretty good. Let me term it that way. Lots of room, of course, the nice high, so there's lots of headroom in this vehicle, because it is an SUV as well as everything else. So it does give you that leather trim on this model as well, which is an option as far as I can tell from the specifications. But, well, so what? You come around, of course, again on the latest generation, you notice the cross on the rear tail lights, reminiscent of another brand, but let me not name them. And of course, you've got the skid plate type effect at the back over here for the four-wheel drive version. Note the rear park distance control beepers over there, and I can tell you that you do have a reverse camera on this model as well. Now look at this, you open up the back end. According to Renault's figures, 478 litres of boot space at the back. It's pretty big for this category of vehicle. And well done, Renault, full-size spare wheel. Always important, especially if you do want to treat it as a four-wheel drive and do some, whether it's minor or major off-roading. Doesn't matter, it's an important feature. Powered by Renault's well-known, been around for a long time, 4-cylinder 1.5 litre diesel engine that puts out 80 kilowatts and 240 newton meters of torque. So it's got plenty of oomph as well, which makes it a very, very comfortable cruiser. Now let's look inside. Out on the open road, you can see this is really a lovely, pleasant cruiser. I'm sitting at 110, 120 k's an hour on a freeway, yes. There's a bit of boom, but that's because the body shape and the design, it is boxy. But this diesel engine is just amazing. We all know this 1.5 Renault diesel engine. I've tested it so many times and I'm always impressed by it. But it's a really nice place to be sitting. You've got auto air conditioning. I've got it set at a nice pleasant 20 degrees because it's not a warm day outside, 23 outside right now. We've got, of course, this nice little screen, although it's a smallish screen, but navigation as is standard on most Renault models. Tire noise, very well controlled. Just overall a nice, easy, light experience, and certainly a car that I would be more than happy to take an open road trip and go on holiday. That's for sure. It could do the job very well and economically, which I think is very important. Jumping behind the wheel, and you look, it's a very familiar dashboard, seen it many times before. Look at that figure, 5.6 litres per 100. That's right. And I can tell you I've done 368 kilometers so far to average that figure, the 5.6. Mainly open road cruising on this test. Something else I must just point out to you. I hope you can hear it, but the slight diesel clatter you're getting from the engine while I'm idling over here with, I will admit, one of the windows open, so that does give you an effect. You've got your normal multifunction steering wheel, and back there you've still got that, I think, very outdated Renault volume control and source for your sound system. Come on, Renault, it's about time you actually put them onto the steering wheel and finished. Really, I think that's something you need to check out. You come across the center, you can see all your aircon vents, but above that, again, the Dacia roots. Note, very plastic. Nice little areas over there. It's plastic, but it's solid, it's firm, it's well put together. You come down to a relatively small screen over there, but first of all, note the reverse camera. So I like that, thank you very much. And once that goes off, you will see that you've got pretty much everything you want on there, including, and again, I like the fact that Renault do give you standard navigation on virtually all their cars these days, so that's a great feature as well. You come down, you've got all your buttons over here. You see you have got an eco button over there, eco mode. Quite honestly, with that economy, why bother? And then you do have a feature over here for camera, which gives you your surround camera. Now this is if you're going to go off-roading in the four-wheel drive version, so pretty neat little feature over there as well. I do like that, so again, thanks for that, Renault. Nice one. You come down, you've got your climate control, which you can see we've got set nicely at 20 degrees. That's all very standard. And oh, by the way, you've got your USB up here by the touch screen, but down below here you have got a 12-volt socket as well. You come over here, just a bit lower. 6-speed manual is the only transmission option on the four-wheel drive version, so keep that in mind. You don't get an auto option. Just interesting how they've chosen that. Very light, very easy to use, but probably for if you did want to use off-road. Your first and second gears in particular are extremely short. So you in third, fourth gear before you even know it. Little bit of a pain I found if you're driving in a bit of traffic. Just something that I think I would take note of. You come over here, old-fashioned handbrake, fine, no problem with that. I'm going to put it down because this is a very important control over here. You can see you can lock it into two-wheel drive. You've got an auto option, or you've got a lock option if you really are doing off-roading in this vehicle. And I was advised that if you do go into lock, you do coming up back over here, you see the button for switching off traction control. I was advised turn off the traction control when you are in the lock mode. Quite honestly, I have not used it. I have not touched it, so let's not even go there for now, but it is there and it is an option. You've got leather trim on the seats over here, really nice, because remember this is a Dynamique spec. Renault, of course, have their 3 spec levels, Prestige at the top, Dynamique, so that's how they work it, and you just have to, again, but what they have done to just control the number of models available is each one in the current range is available in one, probably spec level and not more. The 4x4, the four-wheel drive version, let me just get it right, is standard in Dynamique, which is pretty good spec. As you can see, reverse camera, leather seats, features like that. You've also got in your rear view mirrors, you have got your traffic control over there. You can see your blind spot monitoring in the side mirrors over there, which is a nice feature as well. Always important if you're doing a lot of freeway driving. Lots of space inside, headroom aplenty, which is useful. I've shown you the back, legroom aplenty. It's all over there. Well, let's summarize. This segment of the market has become so big, so popular, the compact SUV market. There are not that many that offer you the option of four-wheel drive. This is one. So you've got to keep that in account as well. And as I've shown you, it does show its roots sometimes as not being Renault but Dacia, but I don't see any problem with that. And it's certainly got Renault's backup, which is the point that is really so important. Well, what will this cost you? That's really the most important fact of all, isn't it? As this car is here in standard spec for the four-wheel drive version, you're looking at 361,900 Rand right now. That includes, of course, Renault's 6-year, 150,000 kilometer warranty and a 3-year, 45,000 kilometer service plan, all included in the price. There are lots of competitors in the compact SUV market, but as I said, not that many that offer a four-wheel drive option. So if that is something you want, because you're going to go off the beaten track sometimes, or what I liked was because it is an intelligent electronic four-wheel drive, i.e. the car makes a lot of the decisions and calculations for you, I like that extra safety factor on a wet road, for example, or something like that when it's really raining, as we've had in Joburg the last few days. And to me, that is where I really want the four-wheel drive on this vehicle, just to have that extra bit of safety, that extra comfort of the better road holding, obviously with all four wheels being contact and having drive to them. So that's something only you can decide. Overall, certainly, I've always liked the Duster. They fill a nice niche in this market, and this one in particular being the four-wheel drive. Check it out for yourself. That's all I can recommend. For Motorators, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.